OG Cliffe is based. If you guys don't know who this gentleman is, consistently making videos like this, going on college campuses. Of course, he's been on the George Janko show twice. Millions of views there. He just did Logan Paul's podcast. I don't know what the view is, but he had an answer for all of his questions. OG Cliffe, though? Let's get into it.
What?
When you find out it is a big book of fiction, you're still going to come here and teach these people lies?
No.
Film it and sell it to people that, I mean, got your little video camera here for personal enjoyment. What are you going to do when you find out it's a myth?
Pause it. Okay, so this kid thinks he like this is
it's the most bad faith.
A gotcha question.
Yeah, it's the most bad faith question ever.
What are you gonna do when you find out Jesus is false? You gonna keep coming here? Well,
your little video camera, your little, we can just sell it to people. He's just making up a whole side business for Cliffe off of speculation. It's insane.
So the question is bad faith. He thinks it's a gotcha question, and then Cliffe is just like, well, no. Like if I found out that Jesus wasn't real, then I just wouldn't talk about Jesus anymore.
If I find out that Jesus Christ is a myth, then my faith in Christ is bankrupt.
So what do you do?
What are you going to do if you find out that Jesus is the truth?
He's like, looks like you're in a tough position here, bud.
So if I find out Jesus is real, well, then I'm not going to keep doing what I'm doing, right? If he's not real. But what are you going to do if you find out?
My Sunday's opened up.
Huh? Yeah, my Sunday's opened up. Right? I start watching football or something. But if you find out Jesus is real, what are you going to do with that information?
Yeah.
Right?
Get out of luck.
Why don't you put your faith in it if you find he's true?
Why put my faith in something I can't prove?
Prove to me that he has a rational mind.
I know him very well, and I know he does.
Have you ever proved his mind?
Yeah?
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have.
Why, how?
It's 1 + 1. 3. Oh, no.
Pause it. So the idea that proof is required, as in if it's some sort of science-based evidence, experiment, is silly.
Yeah.
Because of the point that Cliffe rightfully makes. You can't prove things like rationality. You can't prove things like love. You cannot prove certain aspects, but we all know they're real.
Yep.
Right? And so I think Richard Dawkins was confronted with this in his conversation with John Lennox, where they were having this discussion, and John Lennox goes, well, you know your wife loves you, and what is that, right? But like love is a real thing, but you can't quantify and prove it exists. Same thing with rationality. And so he proved this guy's a rational mind, and the guy's like playing into it and trolling him, which I think is genius. I don't know if this dude's a Christian Knetchle.
He's like, yeah, maybe secret on the low, but he's like, I'm not as butthurt as you are. So I'm gonna play around.
I'm gonna go ahead and play with you. So I think this is a great question, and then the way Cliffe lands the plane here is just brilliant. After the incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.
Good. That's exactly why I believe in God.
Why?
Pause it. Okay, I just want to say that when Cliffe does this, when Cliffe gets down like this, when Cliffe does this, you know he's about to cook, bro. He goes from standing to like
when his feet are wider than his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, it's about to get crazy.
What's that?
He's about to cook.
Because the only reason you and I know that he has a rational mind is because of how he articulates. You've never put his rational mind in a test tube to analyze it.
Come
So are
on.
you saying
The only reason I know that God is real is because the amazing order and design of the cosmos clearly points to an intelligent mind.
Oh!
Oh, that's fire. Come on, son. He said, you only know this dude is intelligent because he speaks. You know God is intelligent because he shows.
Because fine tuning, because the universe, because your body being created with intricacy and detail. The scriptures say that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. We know the fruit of the manifestation proves that the architect and the creator is real. Oh man, that's such a good gem. And tying it into the other dude's rationality was like, yeah, you can't prove the rationality, but you see the evidence of it because of how he interacts with you. In the same way, you can't scientifically prove creation. You can't scientifically prove God exists, but you can look at a creation and deduce that there's a God, there's a creator behind all this.
Yep.
The same way his articulate speech points to an intelligent mind, so the amazing order and design of the cosmos points to an intelligent mind. It's that simple.
Come on, bro.
The same reason that you believe he has an intelligent mind is the reason I believe there's a God.
I mean, that's quick. He has a response for everything.
He has a response and he's quick on his feet, bro. He's quick on his feet. Listen, it's one thing to be able to recall information fast. It's another thing to debate somebody.
Yeah.
But even in a debate, you can be prepared. You can have an opening statement. They could have an opening statement. They could be cross dialogue. It's another thing to be in a hostile environment where people are cutting you off. They're breaking the basic, census of what it means to debate in good faith. They're asking bad faith questions. They're intentionally being hostile and abrasive to you. And to be able to recall coherent arguments while using examples like that on the spot is phenomenal. Shout out to my man Apologia Center in the house. He said, street preaching makes you witty and fast in responding to random questions. Made me who I am today. Yeah, that's good. You know who's really good at this? And I got to give him his flowers. He's been on the channel. He's a friend of the channel. God Logic went to Speaker's Corner in London. And bro, every single debate. Some of the titles are kind of funny, like career-ending debate. Talk about click bless. Talk about click bless.
He said, I'm bad.
Hey, those. But how much recall he has.
Yeah.
He has this debate with a Unitarian, and he basically corners him to prove that there's a distinction in personhood because the Father sends the Spirit. And he's like, well, the Father is the Spirit. He's like, so the Father sends the Father? And he's like, no. And like he just locks down the entire debate. That's a very specific and unique skill set that just requires reps and tension and being in situations that are hostile and being able to keep your composure without getting emotional while people are getting emotional with you, while people are trying to cut you down. So all props to Cliff for just being an OG in this thing, and his older stuff is phenomenal.